It's a big day for gardening today. Doing one of the gardener's favorite activities, potting up tomatoes to get them room to grow more till it's time to put them out in the garden itself. It is April 2nd, I believe, and our last average frost date isn't until April 28th. But I probably honestly won't put these out in the garden till second week of May, and just depending on forecast. And so, welcome to that 1870s homestead. I'm glad you found us. My name's Rachel, and I'm just going to be chit-chatting with you guys today while I do this project. And if I think of anything about specifically potting up tomatoes worthy of sharing with you guys, I'll certainly share that, but that's not the primary focus of today's video. So over this last month, our channel has just grown incredibly, and there are 10,000 new of you followers in just the last month. So welcome. I'm not sure how you found us, but I'm glad you're here. And just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what to expect coming up on the channel, so it keeps you coming back for more. And but first I'm going to pick out my favorite tomato, and we're going to start with Rachel's favorite. I gotta find them. Okay, here we go. Look at those beautiful Cherokee purple tomatoes. They did great. It looks like, well, I don't know. You guys do the math for me. I planted 3 in every cell, and just this one seemed to die off. Yeah, he didn't quite make it. But other than that, everything came up. So great germination rate. We buy our seeds from Haas Tools. And I like to think about potting up my tomatoes, any plants for that matter, when they're due for their feeding. And so that's what we're doing today. Being very gentle with the stems. You really shouldn't pull on the stems when you do this. You should pull them by their leaves if they're strong enough, but I'm super gentle with that. But yes, while we're gardening today, getting ready to garden, you might have found us recently from some of the winter canning collaborations that were going on. So we were doing January's Canuary, and then we did March Canning Madness. And I know a lot of people are probably brand new gardeners. Hey Todd, can you get me a bowl real quick? I need something for this mycorrhizal fungi. And so what I have here is just Myco Bliss. It's a mycorrhizal inoculant. It's really good to promote root health and strong roots. I used this last year and I swear by it. So I just take my little plant and I sprinkle some of what I called last year my magic fairy dust on it, and then we'll transplant them. But I was saying, you guys might have found us through some of those collaborations, or there are a lot of brand new beginner gardeners out there that are finding some of our older gardening content. And I'm so happy we have a huge library of how to grow your own food on YouTube. All kinds of things. I garden, raised bed gardening, Ruth Stout gardening, and like a no dig in ground bed gardening. Oh, so darn cute. I just love tomatoes. So cute. So when you pot up a tomato, you can pot them up all the way just below his first set of leaves. Now that one's going to have a lot of room to grow. And we go through a lot of seasons here on our homestead. There are, seasons in life. There are seasons every year in just the weather. And we share all those seasons with everyone. So right now we're coming out of the winter rest period. I do quite a bit of winter canning during that period. But then we get right into prepping for the growing season. And every year that looks different for us based on the weather. We're here in southeast Michigan, and sometimes we get that early summer. And so we kind of go from fall or winter to summer. And then sometimes we have a really, really long winter, really, really wet spring, and we have a later summer. And that's what it's feeling like it's going to be this year. Just a little bit later than, you know, somebody that's itching to grow food again likes to deal with. But also this year, what's coming up beyond just growing food? So the first part of this quarter, wrapping up the first quarter. No, we're already in the second quarter of the year. So the second quarter is all about getting gardening ready. Going into the third quarter, we're going to be raising pigs again and raising our meat chickens and our turkeys. And we run a different scheduling technique, I think, from the average homesteader, at least from what I've seen. And that we don't feel the need to grow everything every single year. Here, it's just Todd and my husband, and we do, gladly give away to our family extras and share our harvest with them. But we don't have to grow a ton of meat every single year because what we grow typically lasts us 2 years at a time. And similarly with my gardening, sometimes I have to grow a lot of tomatoes and sometimes I don't. So last year I had close to 30 tomatoes in my garden, maybe even over 30 tomatoes in my garden. This year I really only need 20. I have way more than 20 right here. So we're gonna have to be picky and choosy with what we put out in the garden. And I'll gladly share with my in-laws. They like to do a small garden every year and they can have the excess. So I have one more Cherokee Purple here, and I meant to do this, well, I thought of it too late last year, where to prove whether or not this mycorrhizal fungi is really, really magic dust, I want to do an experiment this year, and I'm going to save one out and not give it any of that mycorrhizal fungi. And see what difference, if any, it really truly makes. So that's another thing I like to share on my channel is I like to grow and learn along with all of you. So a lot of this is new to me too. I mean, we've only been homesteading since 2016 really, and we bought our property 2017, and I'm have no experience doing any of this. So we're teaching ourselves everything. So it's fun to share what I learn, what works, what doesn't work for us. And everybody's growing conditions is the same. So, or is not the same, I should say. Everybody's growing conditions and what they need is different. And so you kind of have to find somebody when you're looking to learn, somebody that has similar growing conditions as you. So we have like super sandy soil here, no clay. I have, did I just put mycorrhizal fungi? I'm gonna have to watch this back. I think I just ruined my experiment. Oh, mercy. If I did, that's okay, because we don't want to mess with our Cherokee Purples. We'll save that experiment for the next round. But anyway, I was saying that, what works for some people might not work for everyone. So you kind of just have to experiment and play and find what works for you. And I'm making a big mess. And I share all of it here on our channel. I share our failures. I share my mistakes. I share those wicked pests that come into the garden and plague us every single year, and whether or not I win that battle, and the things that I find that works versus the things that don't work. All right, these are mountain vineyards, and bless my heart. See, this is how much I'm learning. So this one, no mycorrhizal fungi. I am thought that these looked like in the picture, I guess I didn't read too much, that they looked like a paste tomato, like a Amish paste or San Marzano, something like that. And one of you kind viewers, that's why I love my channel so much, is we all learn and share together. And somebody said, sorry, but it's a grape tomato. So I don't need that many. I'm going to, for myself, just plant one cell. Not one cell, but one little 3-pack worth of these. This one, Todd, not mycorrhizal. And I'll be more than willing to sacrifice one of those if the mycorrhizal fungi is truly magic dust, like I quote it is. Anyway, what I was saying, and I picked the biggest one, guys, for that mycorrhizal experiment so we can really see together. What I love too about our channel, and I hope you do too, and I'm not necessarily trying to brag, but I want to just let all of our new subscribers know what they found when they found our channel, is I really like that what I think that we really try to focus on is share the whole life cycle of homesteading. So what that means to me is, and keeping a balanced homestead too, I should say, which is what I was trying to say. And we don't try to do it all every single year. But I like to show what's going to happen during the gardening season, and as we come out of the gardening season this year, is all the preservation and how to preserve your food. And that's another huge playlist that we have that is nothing but preserving the harvest so that you have your own food security. And that's what we try to do here. We try to be as independent as we can from the commercial food industry. Now that we certainly can't grow our own sugar and wheat, but we do supplement with harvesting our own maple syrup and having bees so that we can have another sugar substitute and some absolutely delicious honey. And then we also like to then take that one step further and show you delicious meals to make with it. What can you, now that I made green tomato curry, what do you do with that and how do you use it? And how in the world do you use that much canned coleslaw? Guys, I have a ton of ways to use all the amazing garden goodness that you grow. And so there's a whole cooking playlist on the channel for you if you're interested in that part of it. So yeah, I'm just glad that you're here. I'm so glad that our community is growing, and I welcome you to share what you're really interested in learning this season with us. Are you a new gardener? Are you just interested in homestead dreaming? What brought you here? And it'll give me some ideas on what you might like to see as we go into this season of homesteading. So this is going to be quite a fun project for me today. We've got some grow station Jenga to do back there to figure out where to put all these sweeties once they're all potted up. And I'll show you the end product when it's all done. Thanks again for coming to our channel. I hope that you find something that inspires you and gives you confidence. That's one of the main things I try to share on my channel, is just give you confidence. And it's okay to fail. Gosh, guys, I have failed in so many things so many times. And I've shared that in so many videos, whether it's canning, cooking, gardening. Yeah, I didn't get it right the first time. Probably not even the second time, but I'm figuring it out. So I'll talk to you guys on the next video.
That's not gonna be pretty.